Imagine sending out dozens of resumes and hearing nothing back. Frustrating, right? Did you know that over 75% of resumes are rejected before they even reach a human? Well, there's a hidden gatekeeper in the hiring process that might be stopping you: the ATS, or Applicant Tracking System. Hello everyone, and welcome to another informative video from Simplilearn, where in today's video, I will show you how to create a resume that not only clears the ATS, but also grabs the attention of hiring managers. Plus, I'll share you how ChatGPT can be your secret weapon in this process. First things first, let's talk about the ATS. Imagine a gatekeeper standing between you and your dream job. The gatekeeper is the ATS, which is a software that scans resumes to decide whether they move forward or get rejected. Companies use ATS to filter through hundreds of applications quickly. It's programmed to look for specific keywords, skills, and formats. If your resume doesn't include these or isn't formatted correctly, it might not even reach the recruiter's desk. For example, let's say you're applying for a job as a digital marketer. The job description mentions keywords like SEO, Google Analytics, and content marketing. Now, if these keywords aren't on your resume, the ATS might think you are not a good fit, even if you are a perfect fit for the job. But don't worry, I'm here to help you fix that. Let's break down how to create an ATS-friendly resume step by step. So the first step is to start with your contact information. So your contact information is the easiest part of your resume, but it's also the most important. So it's how recruiters can reach you, so make sure it's clear and professional. So here is a list of what to include. First is your full name, then comes the place you belong to or the location. Then there's a professional email address. Make sure you don't add any fun or quirky email addresses. Then comes your phone number, and it's highly recommended that you add your LinkedIn profile and a portfolio link if relevant. So here is an example. First there's the name Jane Smith, and after that there's the location, the email address, phone number, the LinkedIn handle, and portfolio link. So skip adding your full address, just your city and state is enough, because recruiters nowadays don't need your street address anymore as everything is online. Now the second step is to write a powerful professional summary. So this section helps recruiters understand who you are, what you bring to the table, and why you are a great fit for the role, all within a few seconds. So it's your chance to make a strong first impression before they dive into the details of your experience. For ATS systems, it's also an opportunity to include relevant keywords that align with job description. So here's how you should write. First, start with your experience. Begin with a brief mention of your years of experience and your professional identity. For example, results-driven digital marketing specialist with 5+ years of experience and so on. Then highlight your key skills. Mention the most relevant skills that align with the job you're applying for. Tailor this to the role by referencing the job description. For example, if you're applying for a role of a digital marketer, skills like SEO, content strategy, or PPC campaigns might stand out. After that, include a big achievement. Make sure you add a notable accomplishment that demonstrates your impact. For example, you could add something like increased website traffic by 40% in 1 year, etc. And finally, keep it short and tailored. So limit your summary to 3 to 4 sentences and adjust it for each job application to ensure its relevance. So for example, if you're a digital marketing expert, your professional summary could be something like this: results-driven digital marketing specialist with 5+ years of experience in SEO, content strategy, and PPC campaigns. Increased website traffic by 40% in 1 year through innovative strategies and analytics. Proficient in tools like Google Analytics, SEMrush, and HubSpot with a proven ability to boost online engagements and ROI. Now, the best part is that you can leverage AI tools to help you out with these tasks. So, for example, you could use ChatGPT to help you draft this. So, here's a prompt you can use. Write a professional summary for a digital marketer with 5+ years of experience, highlighting the achievements in SEO and PPC campaigns. So as you can see, ChatGPT provided a summary in less than a minute. So if the initial draft feels too generic, or if you're not satisfied, you can refine it by giving more context and more prompt. Now the next step is to identify and use keywords. Now here's where the magic happens. Keywords are like secret codes that the ATS is looking for. These are specific words or phrases that describe the skills, tools, and qualifications mentioned in the job description. So this is how you can find keywords with the help of ChatGPT. First, you just have to copy-paste the job description into ChatGPT and then give a prompt like, can you identify the top 10 keywords and skills from this job description for a project manager role? So as you can see, ChatGPT has provided you with keywords. So for example, if the job description mentions agile methodology, stakeholder management, and risk assessment, these are your keywords. Now that you have found the keywords, how to use them or where to use them. First, you can use it in your professional summary. So, for example, as already discussed before, for a project manager role, you can write experienced in agile methodologies and stakeholder management. You can also use while writing your work experience. For example, you can write led agile teams reducing project delivery time by 20%, etc. Now, once you find your keywords, the next step is to optimize your work experience section. So, your work experience section should tell a story about your achievements, not just your job responsibilities. So, while listing your work experience, the general rule is to use reverse chronological order. This means you start with your most recent job and work backward to the older roles. Because the recruiters want to see your most current and relevant experience first, since it reflects your present skills and responsibilities. So, here's how you can write one. First, list your job title, company name, location, and dates of employment. Use bullet points starting with action verbs like developed, managed, increased, or streamlined. Also, try to quantify your achievements whenever possible. So, for example, if you're applying for a role of a marketing manager, you could write something like this. Managed a $200,000 annual advertising budget, achieving a 25% ROI, increased organic website traffic by 50% in 6 months through targeted SEO strategies, led a team of 5 to execute cross-platform marketing campaigns. So again, here's a pro tip. If you're stuck while writing, you can always ask ChatGPT for help. You can give a prompt like, can you rewrite these bullet points for a marketing manager to make them impactful and ATS friendly? So once you're done with your work experience, next is to highlight your education and certifications. So your education section doesn't have to be fancy, but it should be relevant. So here's what you should include. First, you have to include your degree, school name, and graduation date. For example, bachelor's in marketing, University of XYZ, and mention the year. Also, you can include any relevant coursework or certifications that you have done. And you can also use ChatGPT to help you format this. You can give a prompt like optimize education section for a marketing professional with a bachelor's degree and certifications in analytics. Now, the next step is to add a skills section. Now, the skills section is one of the most important parts of your resume, especially for passing ATS scans. This is where you highlight the technical tools you have mastered and the soft skills that make you a great team player. ATS systems are programmed to look for specific keywords, as already mentioned before, so listing the right skills can significantly boost your chances. So you can start with technical skills, which are job-specific abilities like programming languages, software, tools, or methodologies. For example, a data analyst might include Python, Tableau, Power BI, and SQL. You can organize these by categories like tools or programming languages to make them easy to scan. Next, you can add soft skills that demonstrate your interpersonal abilities, such as problem solving, communication, or teamwork. These skills show how you approach challenges and work with others. So, tailor your skills to match the job description. For example, if a role emphasizes data visualization or statistical modeling, make sure these are included if you have experience with them. For example, ChatGPT can help you extract keywords from the job description to refine your skill section. We had already mentioned this while we discussed about identifying and finding keywords. Also focus on relevant and concise keywords. Only include skills that you genuinely possess, as they will definitely test it during interviews. Now, the seventh step is to include your projects and volunteer works. Now, projects and volunteer work are excellent ways to showcase your skills and experiences beyond traditional job roles. They're especially valuable if you're early in your career, transitioning fields, or want to highlight unique accomplishments. So, while listing your projects, choose the ones that are relevant to the job you're applying for. Highlight the technologies, tools, or methodologies you used and describe the outcome or impact of your work. This shows not just what you did, but how it made a difference. So, for example, if this is your project, Customer Relationship Management System, this is what you can write. Designed and implemented a CRM platform using Python and Django, automating customer data tracking and improving sales team efficiency by 30%. Integrated analytics dashboard to monitor customer interactions, leading to a 15% increase in client retention. So this example shows technical skills like Python, Django, and clear results like improved sales efficiency and higher client retention. It also highlights the tools used and the impact, making it a great addition to a developer's resume. And for volunteer work, focus on activities that demonstrate leadership, collaboration, or problem solving. So even if the volunteer work isn't directly related to your career, it can highlight transferable skills and your commitment to making an impact. Now, next comes the most basic but the most important step, which is perfect your resume formatting. Now, the best resumes are clean and easy to understand, and ATS systems struggle with fancy designs, so keep it as simple as possible. So here are some formatting tips. First, use fonts like Arial, Calibri, or Times New Roman. Keep the size limit to 10 to 12. And try to avoid tables, headers, and graphics because it will be hard for ATS to scan. And finally, save it in PDF format unless the job description says otherwise. Again, you have a pro tip here. Use white space to make your resume easy on the eyes and stick to one page if possible. And finally, tailor your resume for every job. Gone are the days of general resumes. Tailoring your resume for each job is essential to showcase how your skills and achievements align with the specific role. So start by analyzing the job description, highlighting the key skills and responsibilities, and matching them with your experience. You can use ChatGPT to streamline this process by asking, so here's my resume and a job description for a project manager role. How can I better align my resume with this position? So this approach not only helps you pass ATS filters, but also makes your resume more relevant and appealing to recruiters. So that's a wrap of our guide to creating an ATS-friendly resume. Remember, every job application is an opportunity to showcase your unique skills and experiences. So tailor your resume, use the right keywords, and keep it simple yet impactful. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might find it helpful. Best of luck on your job search, and see you in the next video.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.